Hey everyone, good day to you all. Today I'm back with yet another ammo test, this time on something a little bit different. This is the True Velocity polymer cased ammunition for the 308. I'm a little bit late to the party on this. This is something that quite a few years ago at this point, this was in the running for the NGSW program, as you know, of course. It didn't really work out, but it is a cool ammo regardless. Of course, the ones they submitted there were in 6.8, and this is in 308. For this test, I'm going to be shooting at 100, and then later on another day I'll be doing 200. I'm going to be doing 5 rounds, and the reason for that is, although I usually prefer to do 10-round tests, I simply do not have that much of this ammo, and it is really expensive. I actually got this 10 rounds. My father on his channel previously did a test on this through his Ruger precision rifle, and so I only have 10 rounds, so that's what I'm going to be doing, 5 at 100, 5 at 200. What I'm going to be comparing this to is Speer Match Target, again, the same distances, and we're just going to see how this does. For a few more interesting features about this, because this is a pretty weird ammo, you know, polymer case and all that. The reason for the polymer case, some advantages it definitely does have over brass cases. So before I do this test, I already did a bit of weighing the differences. So you can see on the footage that I'm overlaying here, starting with 10 rounds of, and this is 147 grain, so keep that in mind also that this True Velocity is 168 grain, but you can see this 147 comes out to, you know, a pretty average weight. It's not too bad. Moving now to the True Velocity ammo, and now that it's actually weighed, you can see it doesn't look like it's that much lighter at pretty much 2 ounces different, but what you got to keep in mind, first of all, is this is only 10 rounds. It's not a full 20-round magazine, and if you extrapolate that and multiply that across an entire load of several magazines, at that point it gets quite a bit lighter, and then it really does shine. So it's pretty cool there. This does have a few downsides though as well. If you are a hand loader, these cannot be hand loaded, at least, or rather they can't be reloaded, at least not yet. I don't know if there'll be something in the future that allow them to be, but for the time being, definitely not possible. That also has a plus side though. It'll keep you know, brass goblins and range fuds and boomers away from your brass or your spent cases in any case. But that is it. So for the test itself, I'm going to be using this MR762. I have a primary arms optic on here. I don't have a enormous round count on this MR762 just yet. Generally, the best I've found is with Burger bullets with 1.2 MOA. I'm still messing around with trying to find a bullet that does the best in it. This is one of the newer barrels. Some people claim the older, heavier profile barrels are more accurate. This is the lighter profile. I don't know if that's the case, but we'll just see how this does. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm about to start firing here. Here's the 5 rounds. You can see it's a pretty interesting case with this True Velocity. So we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, looks like those shot pretty well from here. Looks like that last one hit a little bit low. I don't think I pulled it, but we're gonna go see how it actually hit. One more thing I didn't mention earlier about this ammo that I will test at 200. I planned on doing this right now, but technical difficulties. This polymer case is supposed to help the chamber and everything to run a lot cooler. I do have a thermal camera, as I said, not working right now, but we'll test that at 200 and hopefully see a difference between this polymer case and the conventional brass case. So I haven't shot the second group yet, of course. I went and picked up the spent cases, and this is pretty strange. So as you can see, 4 here are completely fine. Over this 5th one, and I don't actually know yet what order this was fired in. I'm going to try to review the footage frame by frame when I have the chance. But this one right here on the right side, you can see that it split pretty badly. I already inspected the chamber and the barrel, and oddly everything looks fine. So I'm not exactly sure what happened with this. Not sure if the polymer here maybe just completely disintegrated, or if maybe it was sort of barely dangling by a thread, and then once it extracted and hit the ground, that maybe it hit off, but I didn't see any on the ground nearby either. Either way, that's kind of weird. As I said, everything looks fine on the rifle, so very strange and very concerning. All right, so next up, we're doing the 5 rounds of 168 grain as well. Speer Match Target, you can see there. And I'm going to be firing these ones at the bottom left target, so here we go. Alright, I can see those were quite a bit bigger of a group. I don't feel like I pulled any of them, but we're going to go and actually measure them and see how they did. Well, it has been a few months. I intended to upload this video quite a while ago, but it's just how things worked out. So for a bit of an explanation on why this video is taking so long to record, is after I recorded that initial shooting segment where I had that failure with the case neck vanishing entirely, I did contact True Velocity after the fact, and after some discussions, they were quick to respond. They said they would look into it, and a few weeks later, they got back to me and said that it is most likely an issue with the HK chamber. Now, for a bit of an explanation on what is going on here, there's a common misconception that the MR762, which is what I was using for this test here, has a fluted chamber. And where that myth comes from is that the military version of this, the 417, does have a fluted chamber. However, that is not the case on the MR762. It is just your standard chamber to CIP and SAMI spec. And it was something about those specs that True Velocity said was causing the issue. So for the trouble, True Velocity sent me some t-shirts and this MOA sort of challenge going, which is cool. But they did tell me that at some point they would look into the issue, and once they got it figured out, they would send me a new box of ammo that will work properly in HK rifles. So I thought, all right, cool, I'll just wait until then. Waited a few months, and in the meantime, I wasn't going to shoot the rest of this box of ammo. As I said, I had 10 rounds originally, fired 5 in that previous shooting segment, then I was going to do the other 5 at 200. However, since I had that failure, obviously I didn't actually want to shoot it. So I gave these rounds back to my father, and he was going to shoot the last 5 in his Ruger precision rifle. Now, interestingly, when he fired them, it was about the same temperature. Again, it was below freezing when he fired them. However, if you take a look right here, another case where the neck completely vanished. And just to show you it's not the same one, here's both of them. Here's the one from the MR762, and here's the one he fired in the Ruger precision rifle. So, extremely strange, because he has fired those before. However, it was in the summer. So, there is 2 variables at play here on what could be causing the issue. The first, which would be the most natural assumption, is that it's the cold. However, I wouldn't necessarily say that it's 100% that, because the other variable at play is that this ammo is from about a year ago. Now, that's not that long. However, if you take a look at how these rounds, how the bullet is in them, you can see that there's some red right here around the bullet, and you see that a lot on like lacquered Russian ammo. But in this case, that is actually, I believe it's some sort of epoxy to hold the bullet into the case itself. And so one potential issue is that this may have been sitting for a while, and this has been in a garage, so it has been subject to some temperature changes, nothing major like getting soaked or, you know, really bad sort of things, but just natural temperature drops from below freezing, above freezing, etc. for a year. So it could be that the epoxy, if that is what is actually on here, has perhaps hardened over time and is now almost not wanting to release the bullet, and so the whole thing blows out there. That is a very big possibility as well. So anyway, after that happened with my father's Ruger precision rifle, which again worked perfectly the last time he did that, and he actually recorded his original session where he shot this ammo too, which I can put in the description below or up here on the screen, whatever. But then this time, the very first round he fired had that issue. In fact, on his rifle, the neck separated and would not extract at all. It just got completely stuck, and his rifle was out of commission. Luckily, it was easy to pop out with a cleaning rod. However, it was a pretty catastrophic failure, which did take the rifle completely out of action. So in my case, the MR762 I was testing, at least it powered through it, but I don't know where that neck went. Maybe it kind of fragmented and went down the barrel, which would also explain, because I was trying to chronograph, technically not a chronograph because I'm using a lab radar, but I was trying to get the velocities off of this, and most of them were having issues. So it's possible that there was maybe fragments of the neck going down the barrel still that were causing issues with the lab radar on why it wasn't able to detect anything. I don't know. Or as I originally stated when I first saw that issue, it could be that the neck was barely hanging on by just a thread, and then when it actually hit the ground after ejection, it separated and then rolled off probably somewhere that I couldn't find. After that happened with the Ruger precision rifle, I did contact True Velocity again and mentioned, like, hey, this happened yet again, but this time in a Ruger precision rifle. And they just kind of said, wow, that's, well, I don't remember exactly what they said, but they did say they haven't heard of that issue happening before, but they'll look into it. And that's the last I heard from them, and that was several weeks ago. So I was going to wait until they sent that new box of ammo, but after that happened, and after I'm not hearing anything from them for a while now, I decided I'll go ahead and just do this video anyway. If I ever do hear back from them, and if they ever send that other box of ammo, I will test it, and I will absolutely make an updated video, and I'll pin it in the comments below. I'll make it very obvious in case you're watching this way in the future. But until that time, I have no idea. So that's just something to keep in mind. It's a pretty big disappointment because I had pretty high hopes for this ammo. At the least, let's go ahead and take a look at how it shot. So here's the target. You can see there are some more holes in here. I was testing some other groups with some other different types of bullets as well while I was out there. We're just going to focus on the two that I actually fired on camera, which is the True Velocity, and then the round for comparison is the Speer Match Target in the bottom left corner. So True Velocity got a 1.99 inch extreme spread. That is from the outer edge to outer edge, so not actually that bad. And the Speer Match Target got a 1.984, which you can see right there. So neither of these shot too great this time. In the time between when I recorded that original segment and now, I was doing a bunch more accuracy tests as well. Still, so far the most accurate I've found is Burger Hybrid Match, which shoots a 1.25 MOA group, which is about the most accurate I've found thus far. As I said, I'm still testing bullets in this MR762. I don't know if it's actually capable of sub-MOA or not. Heard people claim it is, but that was with the older heavy profile barrel. This is medium contour, as they call it. So we'll see. So I would say that's a pretty average accuracy for this gun so far with how it's been doing. However, ultimately, with those issues that I've been having with it not working properly in this gun, as well as in that Ruger precision rifle, which is also just your standard chamber, I am, I had really high hopes for this ammo. It's pretty sad actually, because I was really excited for this test, but well, we still had an interesting result, albeit a extremely unexpected and an extremely bad one, but interesting nonetheless. Hopefully they do get back to me, and then we can see if the new ammo works, if they ever do send that. But until then, I would kind of steer clear of this ammo. And this is weird because I've never seen this issue pop up with any of the other reviews, and there's a lot of other reviews on this ammo on YouTube, and none other people have had this issue. However, I don't think anyone else has fired it in this cold. It might be the cold, it might be how long it's been sitting. Hasn't actually been sitting that long, but maybe polymer cases have a much shorter shelf life than brass. It's Still kind of a experimental thing. There's not a whole lot. In fact, True Velocity is the only polymer case ammo that I'm aware of that makes actual full powered loads and not LTLs and stuff like that. So it might just be that the technology is still not there, which sucks, because I was thinking it'd be really cool if eventually we could 3D print ammo and all that, but yeah, disappointing result. But ultimately, this is a extremely dangerous and unexpected result. Shot about average, as I said, in my rifle, though it did shoot quite well in my father's RPR as far as accuracy is concerned, but still would definitely steer clear of it for the time being if it doesn't work well in cold temperatures. Hopefully they still make it right, and we'll see in the future, but for the time being, that is all I've got on this ammo. So thank you all for watching. Let me know if you have any other questions, and if you have any other ideas on what may be going on with this, then please do leave that in the comments below as well. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.